Greetings to all of you. Program BMM, subject Principles of Management, Unit number 4, Directing. And today's topic is Features and Nature of Coordination. Coordination plays a significant role in the management of the organization. So let us discuss about the features and nature of coordination. The first feature is coordination is synchronization of the actions or efforts of the group for achieving the organizational objectives. It is the orderly arrangement of group efforts. That means to say, coordination has to unification or integrate the actions of the various departments or various people in the organization in order to achieve the organizational objectives. And it is the arrangement of the group efforts in a particular order. So then only the coordination can be achieved. The second feature is that coordination is not a distinct function but very essence of management. The management has need not to function coordination as a separate function. So it is a essence of the management. Without the coordination, the organization cannot achieve its objectives, and it will be inherent in all the functions of the management. So it is not a separate function, but it is a inherent in all the functions. So coordination is present in the planning, coordination is present in the organization, coordination is present in the staffing, coordination is present in the directing. So it will be there in all the functions of the management. The third one is coordination is above responsibility of the management. So it is the more than responsibility of the management. It is above the responsibility of management. Managers at all levels perform the management functions, and they are an authoritative position to secure coordination of people working under them. So coordination is the responsibility of the management. So they have authority to get the cooperation from their subordinates. The fourth feature is coordination does not arise spontaneously or by force. It is the result of conscious and deliberate actions and efforts of the managers. It cannot be left to chance. So coordination cannot be arised spontaneously, and it also cannot arise by force. It happens only through the conscious and deliberate actions continuously by the efforts of the managers. Next is coordination involves correlation of activities, fixing the time and manner of performing various activities. So coordination involves correlation of the activities of the organization, fixing the time to complete those activities, and also manner of performing those activities. So how those activities should be performed and when they should be completed within the time. So coordination emphasizes the unity of action and efforts of the subordinates in pursuit of common purpose. So the coordination emphasizes the unity of action and efforts of the subordinates in order to pursuit of the common purpose. The common purpose is organizational objectives. So those needs to be achieved with the unity of action and efforts of all the subordinates. So unity of action and efforts is considered to be heart of the coordination process. So the purpose of the coordination is bringing the unity in the all the actions and efforts performed by the subordinates. That's why it will be called as a heart of the coordination. Next is coordination is required in group efforts, not in individual efforts. That means to say coordination is required only when there is a group of people who are performing some tasks. If there is a individual person who is performing the task, then it is not required. But if the group of people are working in order to complete a single task or objectives, then the coordination is required in those group efforts. So because the group has to fulfill or achieve the objectives, without proper coordination among the group people, those objectives cannot be achieved. The next feature is that coordination is a continuous and ongoing and dynamic process. So coordination is not a one-time effort or one-time function. It is a continuous process. So every day at all the levels of the management, the coordination should be there, and it is a ongoing and dynamic. So coordination should be there among the different divisions of the organization and different people of the organization. So according to the situation, according to the requirements of the people, there should be a coordination. Coordination is a continuous process. It is not a one-time function. So every day, every time, the coordination should be undertaken. Next feature is coordination is a system concept in the sense that it regards an organization as a system of cooperative efforts. That means to say a system functions in a orderly way. That means to say coordination is a system concept. That means the activities should be performed in a systematic way. Then only the organization can be achieving its goals and objectives. That's why it is a system concept. One by one, the activities needs to be undertaken in a systematic way. Next feature of coordination is that it may be regarded as mother of functions of management. So coordination is regarded as a mother of function of management, in which all other functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling are embedded. So coordination, in the coordination, all the other functions, it may be a planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling functions will be embedded. The next feature of coordination is coordination aims at achieving organizational goals and objectives. The purpose of coordination is achieving the organizational goals and objectives within the prescribed time. So, coordination is important for the organization to survive and achieve its goals and objectives. Without the coordination, the organization cannot survive. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much.